And welcome back, YouTube. This is BoosterBox Buster here with another video. Today, I'm here to share with you my Yu-Gi-Oh! 2-inch tall miniature figure Series 4 collection video. Made sometime between the year 2002 and 2004, made by the Mattel company. Series 4 of the miniature line brings us some truly iconic monsters along with some really questionable monsters. With all that said, I think I'm ready to share with you these miniatures. So first up, and this is probably one of my more damaged miniatures in the set, or I should say damaged packagings, in my entire collection of these, and that is Thousand Dragon, one of Joey's most iconic monsters, and if, for those of you remember, pairs really well with the Baby Dragon from Series 3. Now I gotta say, they did a pretty good job with this. The eyes are really well painted. The monster, or the dragon itself, I love the color, the brown with the purple body. Our underbelly, the nice little, like, long tufts of hair sticking out the side there. The little, goatee going on there. And I love the horns. This is a really well done miniature. Probably one of my more favorite ones from Series 4. I do wish the pack it wasn't so damaged, but funny story, when I received it in the mail, the person did not send it in a box. I sent it in a bubble mailer, which really caused this to get kind of crimped up. Please, if you're shipping anything like this, please always send it in a box. Even if it's a thin box, send it in a box. It gives it infinite more protection than a bubble mailer would through the mail. That is Thousand Dragon. Come on. There we go. Up next, we have the Shadow Ghoul. Now I gotta say, Shadow Ghoul has always been a really cool monster to me. I love the little random 6 legs that it has here, or five legs. You don't see too many monsters with 5 legs. The 2 arms sticking out, the almost Cthulhu-like head with the type thing going on there. Yeah, this is a really well done miniature and a really cool monster in my opinion. If I recall correctly, this was used in the Labyrinth Wall, and combined with Labyrinth Wall in the a Paradox Brothers duel. I might be thinking of the wrong one, but I'm pretty sure this is that one. Really cool monster overall. And this one is a truly iconic monster. Magician of Black Chaos. I'm not gonna lie, being a humanoid monster, it's always a gamble if it's going to be good or not. This one is not bad up till you get to the face. The face is really crazy. It looks like a really surprised face, like, oh, because the eyes are really not well done. The crazy hair looks almost like it's a hat because it's so stiff. And the I love the like horn helmet thing going on there. That's really cool. The rest of the body and armor is actually really cool looking, but the face and hair really kind of make this monster go from really cool to really hilarious. The staff it's wielding is not bad. It looks like it's a little bit... Actually, it doesn't look too bent. It looks like it's pretty well preserved. I'm kind of surprised. Usually those things are all bent out of shape. But yeah, that's Magician of Black Chaos, a truly iconic monster in the anime series, and well deserving of a miniature. I'm gonna have to adjust that. That's better. And then we go from iconic to kind of questionable, Beaver Warrior. Now this is well represented in the show, but it's quite a weak monster overall. The miniature itself is, well, does leave some to be desired. It doesn't have any design on the shield. The sword is basic. The fur effect doesn't really look all that good. The face is actually pretty well done, though. I do say they did a good job with the face. Yeah, I gotta say, this is probably one of my lesser miniatures of this set. It's just a bit too basic in my opinion, overall. But, you know, it's not bad. I do like the addition of the tail there. They did keep that in, so that's a nice little quality of the monster. That is Beaver Warrior. Now this one is a personal favorite because I gotta say something. Back in the day, I loved machine monsters, and this one I actually tried to real life incorporate into a deck. It did not work, but I just have to say that just for a little bit of nostalgia feature. And that is Slot Machine. I even tried to put in the slot 7 with him, and well, let's just say I did not win any duels when I had that combo in there. So yeah, we have Slot Machine. I do like this miniature quite a bit. I love the giant like piston drill arm thing that it has going on the right arm, and the the handle just ready to like pull it down and let the slots go on the left. A little like I almost call them like little mustard shooters. They almost look like mustard containers, and of course the giant eye. This is, in my opinion, a really cool miniature. But I love Slot Machine from the classic anime. I have a lot of nostalgia with that particular card in the game, so I have a bit more of a bias toward this. Now, I do have one loose, but it does not stand up worth a darn. It just constantly falls over, so I don't know if mine just is uneven with the feet, or if they just are all like that, where they just do not stand up at all. That is Slot Machine. I believe used by Bandit Keith in the anime, as he had a lot of machine monsters. Up next, we have a bit more of a questionable one in my opinion, and that's Sword Art Arm of Dragon. I honestly don't remember who used this. My money says Rex Raptor just because it's a dinosaur, but I could be wrong about that. It's just a giant dinosaur with a pointy tail. Pointy, almost looks like diamonds sticking out of his back. And interesting pattern. Not definitely, in my opinion, one of the weaker options to choose in set 4, but it's not bad either. That is the Sword Arm of Dragon. Just an underwhelming decision to use for set 4. Up next, in my opinion, a truly, well, you know what, I'm going to save that one for last just because I have a tale I want to tell with that one. We have the Reaper of the Cards up next. This one is probably my favorite miniature from set 4. It is so cool. The Reaper of the Cards itself is such a cool appearance in the anime and monster on a card. And the design is really well done. You got the, of course, the wooden like rickety scythe, the bone-like hands, zombie hands that it has. If you look, it's I don't think it's going to show up on the camera, but you see like a blue outline of a face, kind of like almost like a hollow face, like like ghostly face. Of course, it has the cards wrapped around its neck to represent cards that have succumbed to the Reaper. And the purple cloak is really cool. This is just such a cool miniature all around. If we didn't have the Yu-Gi-Oh cards hanging from its neck, you could almost use this in like a D&D campaign setting. It's so cool. That is the Reaper of the cards. Used in the Bakura duel, when all of them got transported into the actual card game that they were battling Bakura against. Up next, we have Harpys Pet Dragon. Now, I'm not going to lie, I've never been a huge fan of the design of Harpys Pet Dragon in the first place, and this miniature does make it look better. I love the gold, like, splashes on the arm wings of the dragon there. The green, giant horn sticking out. The mask that it has around its face there, and the giant gold chain is a really nice touch. I'm just not a huge fan of the design of the dragon itself. Pink dragons, I've just never cared for pink dragons. So that kind of turns me off. But they did try to save it with the all the inclusions, you know, like the emo black nails that it has. I gotta say, as far as Harpys Pet Dragon figures go, this is probably the best representation of Harpys Pet Dragon that I've personally seen, but I'm still not just a huge fan of the design of the monster in general. So that is Harpys Pet Dragon. Up next, this is a big contender for best miniature. It's probably one of these two, at least in my opinion, for best miniature from set 4. And this is Toon Summon Skull, of course, used by Maximilian Pegasus, the Toon Master in the anime. And this has so much coolness to it. First off, you get the really cool looking Toon variation of the Summon Skull, and then second, you almost get like a miniature version of Toon World that he's popping out of there. So this is almost like two separate miniatures in one. You get the Toon World that he's popping out of with the book base, and then you get the Summon Skull up on top itself, which is just such a neat touch in my opinion. They did not have to make that extra base. They could have just put him on like a black base and have him popping out of that, but that extra little touch to make him popping out of Toon World really makes this miniature up to that next level. And I love the cartoonish, like, monstrous laugh that he has there. He's like, you know, like the old, like, witch laugh of the old cartoons. Just such a cool miniature in my opinion. Look at that face. Really, really cool. One of the best ones in set 4 by a long shot. And the final miniature I have to share with you from set 4 is Black Luster Soldier. Now I gotta say, this miniature I was super lucky to obtain. This one is a very, very hard to find miniature. I have seen very few come up for sale in the, you know, anytime recently. So yeah, to find one of these sealed is very, very hard to do, and I am very, very lucky to have obtained the Black Luster Soldier sealed. I love the shield that it's wielding right there. That is really well detailed. I love the blue and yellow armor that it has. That it's such a contrast that it just looks really cool in my opinion. The weird curved sword with a little chip out of it, that's kind of cool. And the mask that he's wearing, you know, the helmet, that's also really cool. And the red hair, they even got the hair on there to look really nice as well. I gotta say, this is such a cool miniature. I'm very, very happy to have it in my collection. Very, very rare miniature. Super happy to have it. That is the Black Luster Soldier, an iconic monster used by Yugioh, a ritual monster in the anime. Alright, So, with all that said, time to list what my favorite miniature is, and which one I think will be worth the most, or which one I think will be the most desirable in the future, for future collectors. Okay, so, one of these three is my favorite miniature from set 4. We got Summon Skull, we got Reaper, and we got Slot Machine. Honestly, between those three, I think Toon Summon Skull wins. It is just such a cool miniature. Reaper is right there, and Slot Machine, just because of the basic color scheme of it, gets a little bit further behind in the chase for number 1. So yeah, that's my order. My top 3 right here, very easy. Toon Summon Skull, Reaper of the Cards, Slot Machine. Now, are they iconic? Not really, but they are iconic to me, and that's important. Now, which miniature do I think will be most desirable in the future? Which one do I think people will, you know, if all these are ever sold out and they come up for sale for collectors, which one do I think people will desire most? Unfortunately, none of those 3. But I think Magician of Black Chaos, just because it's such an iconic monster, will hold our retain collectability. And because it's so rare and an iconic monster, the Black Luster Soldier. So these 2 monsters right here, these 2 miniatures, I believe will retain by far the most value and desirability out of the entirety of set 4. I will say this, now my collection for Series 4 is not complete. I am missing the 3-pack. And the 3-pack contains Thousand Dragon, Baby Dragon, and a Time Wizard, which I have in my box. I just was too lazy to dig it out. So imagine Time Wizard, Baby Dragon, Thousand Dragon, and honestly that 3-pack makes sense because those 3 together, you know, Time Wizard plus Baby Dragon equals Thousand Dragon, that makes a lot of sense. However, there's no variation, paint job variation, so literally, if you have those 3 individual ones already, there's no reason to buy the 3-pack because it's literally just 3 duplicate miniatures without any sort of variation. It's not like the first 3 series where, yeah, all those miniatures were accessible in the individual ones as well, but each 3-pack had a special variation. The first 2 series having metallic variations of certain miniatures, and the Series 3 having that really cool ghostly grandpa miniature. I just needed to clarify that that my collection for Series 4 is technically not complete, and I can obtain a Series 4 3-pack because there are some available, but that's on my bottom of my priority list just because I already have the 3 miniatures in individual packaging. So, with all that said, please let me know what your favorite miniature is from set 4 in the comments down below. You know mine is Toon Summon Skull, followed very closely by Reaper of the Cards. And also, let me know what you think of the series, if you think I should continue, or if you think I should just end it because I'm wasting everybody's time. Well, there goes Toon Summon Skull. Thankfully, oh, he's fine, okay. Until next time, this has been Boosterbox Buster. Please like that video if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see future content like this, and you should be able to check out a video right about now. With all that said, I'm Boosterbox Buster, and I'm signing out. Peace.